Let's type this in. Plot 1 is off, okay? Plot 1 is off. So 0.00444. And if they do that to you, they give you more than 2 decimals. Please don't ignore the extras. And please take the time to make sure you entered this correctly. I think we're good to go. I'm just going to check because I tell you to check. Yeah. I have 3 fours, 2 zeros, and I have a negative. Okay, we're good to go. Before I even graph this, it's cubic. The leading coefficient is negative. And you've got B and C. So I actually expect something like this. Okay, from quadrant 2 to quadrant 4. And I know that the y-intercept is 17.8. So it's 17.58. All of these things just by looking at that. Okay? Let's graph it. Not a very good graph. I'm going to try zoom standard. I see some of it. I'm going to chase it now. Y max first. 50, let's try that. X max next. 50, let's try that. Pretty good. Okay? That's what you should observe. That's what I expect. And we're talking about a slide where we have height. H represents height and D represents distance from the start. So horizontal distance and vertical, right, height. So we know that every single point is going to correspond to distance and height. Okay, so we've got that figured out. Yes? Is plot 1 turned on? Go to y equals. Is plot 1 turned on? I'm trying to think. Try zoom fit. Zoom and then go to 0 all the way down. See if that works for you. Yeah, okay. All right, so it asks me to graph it first. If you want to graph this, folks, the shape is very important, actually. So I noticed that it reaches the lowest point here and it reaches a high point there. So those are must finds. Even if it didn't ask for it, you should find it. So I will find the min, second trace 3, right, for min. I'll focus on that. That wasn't my calculator, was it? Hopefully not. That's 9.70, 5.82. Okay, got that. And then the max, this one right here, second trace max, focus in on that. So enter, enter, enter. So there you have 22 basically, 21.997. That's 22.00 technically, 9.95. So that is an important point. I'm going to throw in the y-intercept into the mix. Okay, I know that already. I don't even need the calculator for it. I think there's enough there already. But this question adds something to it. What does it say right here? I don't know if you read it, right? The equation is only valid for the first, like a horizontal distance of 30. Okay? So that means that when x is equal to 30, I need to figure out what the y is. I'm going to go second trace value, x is equal to 30. Okay? So I'm going to find that. 30. That's 2.43. Okay? So those are points I think that are enough to help me out here. So I need to get as far out as 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay? 10, 20, 30. This is distance in meters. This is height in meters. I need to go up as high as, what's the highest y value I need to account for? In this case, it's my y-intercept. Okay, so this is 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so 17.58, this would be 17.5 right here. 5.8 is just above it. Then it's 9.7, 5.8. So 9.7, 5.8 is right about there. And then 22, at 22, I am at 9.95 right here. At 30, I'm back to 2.43. This is 2.5, 2.43. Okay. A little wider. So then you gotta, maybe go to the minimum and arc out like this. Go to the minimum and kind of do one of these. You don't want to go straight to it. Okay. You do want a little bit of a smooth curve, a smooth bend to it. That's what it looks like. If you want full marks, yikes, right? You want to add the equation to it. Minus 2.842 D plus 17.858. Okay. So I will say you get 3 marks. 1 you get for scale, 1 you get for labels, and 1 you get for the shape. You should not surpass, you should not go past the start and the stop. So only give yourselves 3 marks if you have all the components there. Okay? 3 marks. Any part of the slide, let me put this, any part of the slide 10 or more meters above the ground must be fully enclosed. How far horizontally must the slide be enclosed? So again, this is just a sketch, right? You draw your 10-meter line. It goes like this. Okay, let's do that. Y2's 10. Does it hit here? I'm not sure. Okay, I need you to pay attention to this part. You need to investigate that one. I'm gonna try zoom in here real quick. I mean, we know it's not, we know that that is actually below 10, correct? Because I already graphed it. The highest is 9.95, but I'm gonna investigate just to be safe. So I keep zooming in. There we go, it's not touching. It's not touching. So now I can go back to zoom, zoom out. Just keep hitting enter every time it redraws the thing. There we go. So now I just need to find the intersection here. Enter, enter, enter. So that's 3.52. So only from the distance 0 to a distance, horizontal distance of 3.52 do I need fencing. Because only that little stretch am I over 10 meters, right? This stretch right here. But they want the horizontal distance for which you need that fence. So Y2 is equal to 10. Second, trace, intersect. You find that that intersection is 3.52, 10. So it's 3.52 meters horizontally that you need to worry about it, okay? I think I only need, this is only worth 1 mark, okay? If you only need to find 1 point, it's only worth 1 mark. How high up the slide? 50 meters high, sorry, how high up is the slide 50 meters into the section? It's actually saying 50 meters in, how far up is it? Second, trace value, x is equal to 15, y is equal to, that's 7.46 meters. Circle that, that's your answer. State the domain and range of this scenario. For the domain, you go from 0 meters all the way to 30 because we're told that that's where it ends. For the range, we get as low as, how low does it get? At 30, we're at 2.43. I need to check. I really need to check. Is it but the graph kind of tells us, right? This is the lowest point. We don't have to worry about that one. That is the lowest point, which we already figured out is 2.43. Okay, 2.43 is the lowest and the highest is 17.58. Half a mark for the numbers in the correct order, half a mark for the brackets, it being inclusive. Write an equation that would result in a higher launching point. What would you do? Increase what? Increase D, right? That's all I would do. I would just increase it. So example, you go H is equal to negative. You know what? You can save yourselves the trouble and make the rest a bit less, fewer decimal places, as long as you make sure that that last one is like bigger than 17.58. Okay, so this is what we've increased. So copy paste what you have and just change D. That'll do it for you. So we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. That's 8 in total. Even with the change I've made, it's still 8. Okay? Any questions? So I'm going to say this. Could you have used the points that you found, guys, all along as you were answering these questions? Yes, but it still, at the end of the day, needs to have that shape, the twisting, right? 2 turns. It has to have that, and the calculator is there for you to figure that out. So if you did it, you give yourselves a mark out of 8, you put your name and last name on there, and pass it forward.